Hello everyone, welcome to On Top Indicators. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a trading strategy that I've been using to trade Bitcoin and just showing you exactly how profitable it is. So here's what it looks like. Now, everybody on my email list already got access to this strategy, so they've been playing around with it a little bit. They've been able to get a little bit of feedback, but this is going to be a 1 hour strategy. So there are times when not a lot of signals come through. So for example, let me pull up my favorites menu here. So for example, right here, when you exited this chart, this was back in March 5th, 2018. If you exited here and by the time your next entry came was 5 days later, which is good, right? I mean, it sucks when you're not trading it, but look, this whole time you were coming all the way down here. You would have missed out on this whole downtrend right here. So that's good. Okay, sometimes you just don't want to trade the chart. This strategy is more focused on breakout signals, and I'm going to kind of break down exactly how to use the strategy and what you're going to want to, the exact settings that you're going to want to be using. Of course, the first thing you want to know is how good is this strategy, right? So let's go down here to the strategy tester and let's take a look. So a couple things to note here. First of all, look up here, 194.86%. So that's going to be your total net profit that you would have had. Let me change this stop loss and take profit to get rid of this no data. I just want to let you guys know this is a real strategy and it works. So what do all these lines mean? So this blue line is going to be your net profit. After all these trades, there's 349 trades in total. All those trades add up to a net profit of 194.86, and this would have been your profit line if you were using the strategy throughout that time frame. What I found when backtesting strategies and when using these strategies is that what you really want to do, what you really want to find is a nice straight line that comes all the way up like that. Ideally, there's a lot of trades and they're giving you a tons of data, whether this is a good strategy or not, or whether there's just a fluke. Oftentimes, if you're looking online, you're going to see strategies that kind of they stay here for a little bit and then they spike up and then they're up for a long time. And then they're just up and kind of floating and maybe they spike up again or they spike down, right? That's not what you want, because you don't want to just be putting your entire account or your entire trading strategy on just those few trades where you're going to get lucky, that you're going to be very profitable in, right? You want a bunch of trades that's going to get you up higher and higher and higher, and then just ideally continue your account to just continue to grow like this. Okay, so that's what the blue represents here. Now let's take a look at the white line down here. So the white line, if you look down here, if I click out of it and click back on, is the buy and hold equity. So the buy and hold equity means that this is what the price of Bitcoin was doing. So through all its ups and downs, if you would have bought here, you would be down a certain percentage, right? And we could look at that on the performance summary. Your buy and hold return would have been negative 39.48. And this strategy goes from, I'll show you here, scroll all the way back to the beginning of the back test, which is December 31st, 2017. So that's quite a ways back. That's 2.5 years of back testing. So that gives you a good amount of data to see how good the strategy is. So the price on the first trade of Bitcoin was $14,904. The price right now, if I scroll forward all the way, right now I'm at the tail end of June 2020, and the price is $9,136. So that tells you that this white line was accurate. Okay, we were up here around 14,000 and then we came down. You would have been much better off trading this strategy rather than buy and hold. So now let's take a look at this red line up here. So this red is the max drawdown. So you would have been, at any given time, you would have been down 16.85%. And that comes, my guess is that comes right here towards the end, maybe up here. It's hard to tell. But when you're looking for a strategy, what you're looking for is this number as high as possible, and then this number as low as possible, obviously. The performance, the buy and hold, I try not to pay too much attention to it. It is a good indication of how good it is compared to just buying and holding a stock or a currency or a cryptocurrency, whatever it is that you're trading. Obviously, if this white line was just shooting straight up and our profit was just very minimal down here, then it's not a great strategy, right? We need to do better. Ideally, just any good strategy should outperform its buy and hold performance. All right, so now let's get into how to use this strategy. So the first thing you're going to want to do is, and I've said this before, is you head on over to tradingview.com and create an account. TradingView is where I put my indicators. This is where I create the indicators and create and backtest the strategies. It's this website that I always use. I highly recommend them. So this is what tradingview.com looks like once you sign on. So once you get on tradingview.com, go ahead and sign up, get a username, and then email me that username and I'll grant you access to the strategy. Okay. So if you look up here, you notice that I have two different indicators up. Okay. So this up here, if I take it out, that's the strategy itself, which I'm testing down here. That's what this is here. So I could take that off. And then the alerts is what I give you access to. Okay. So it's the same signals. Everything's set up the same. Okay. If you see that, it's same signal there, same signal there, same signal there. Okay. You come back. They're all the same signals. Okay. So this is what you're going to be getting. It's pretty simple. I try to make this as simple as possible so you don't even have to think about it. All you have to do is just execute, and you should be profitable if you're just following along and doing exactly what the strategy tells you to do. So here's what the strategy is going to be telling you to do. Every time this green arrow comes up, take a long position. Just buy. So once you buy, how do you know when to get out? Check this out. So I made a label here for you guys. So at the end of every bar, there's going to be the name of the coin, the time frame that this strategy should be used on, the stop loss percentage that you should be using, and the take profit percentage that you should be using. So for every strategy, this is what I do. This just keeps me more organized, especially when I have a bunch of these up and I want to make sure I know exactly which chart I'm trading and in which time frame. I don't want to be messing that up. Otherwise, you're just taking the wrong signals, right? So that first line pretty much always stays the same. It's never going to change, right? The strategy is for the Bitcoin 1 hour chart. But the second strategy here, this does change from time to time. So it's good to keep an eye on this, right? Don't just assume that it's always going to be the same. Right now, the best way to use and implement this strategy is by having a stop loss of 1% and a take profit of 4%. That's what's going to get you these results right here. Okay. If you start messing around with those, if you start holding on to a take profit of 5%, 6%, maybe you'll get it sometimes, right? Maybe, like, let's say right here, you enter here at the end of that bar, and well, look at that. That would have been your 4% stop take profit right there. You would have gotten out right there. And if you would have held on to for 5%, it would have been gone, right? So that's an easy way for me to cherry pick what's going on. I'm sure there's times like maybe right here where if I would have gotten in at the end of that bar, and it goes all the way up to 7%. So you might say, oh shoot, I held on until 5, 6, 7% and it worked out, so I'm going to do that next time. Well, you would be mistaken. You would be mistaken because it's back tested, right? I can, trust me, if you take 5%, if you take 6%, or you want to get greedy, you're going to end up losing money in the long run. Same thing goes for the opposite. Same thing goes for your stop losses. You may enter a trade. Let's see, where's it here, right? So you know that when you enter a trade, according to the rules, right, according to that tag, you have a 1% stop loss. So you may enter this here, and then the very next bar, you're down, boom, 1.58% right there. Okay, so you might think, oh, I'm going to just hold on. Maybe it'll turn around. Maybe it'll turn around. And it doesn't turn around. Now you're down 4.6. Now you're down 6.1. And eventually it does turn around. But trading that way, it's just not profitable. It's not going to work out. It may work out. You know, I'm not here to tell anybody that any strategy is the wrong way to do it. But for this strategy, it's been back tested. Trust me. If you don't follow those rules, it's not going to be good. Okay, so follow those exact rules and you're going to be just fine. Okay, I really wanted to put this strategy out there because I know that when you first start trading, it's hard to find a profitable strategy, right? Oftentimes, what you're going to find is you're going to get these guys, especially if you're looking on YouTube, right? And I fell for the exact same thing, right? Where you have your indicator, your RSIs, or whatever it is that you're trading, right? And then you have your two lines and they're like, okay, buy when here, buy when your RSI comes up, buy when your RSI comes up, and it all looks good. You cherry pick the chart, it looks really good. I could tell you everybody, oh, you know, just buy right there and things are going to go great because it's always going to go up that way, or it's going to go up that way a ton of times. But the reality is it's really hard to be profitable trading. This is exactly why trading is so big, right? Because these banks just keep making money because people just don't follow the rules. They don't have a profitable strategy that follows all the rules. So let's get rid of this noise here. That's my little soapbox. I can't stress enough, and I'll stop preaching this so much in this video, but yeah, I just can't stress enough how important it is to follow rules in trading. One book that I strongly recommend if you're just starting out is Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. One of the greatest books for trading, I think. I mean, it's required reading for anybody that wants to get started into trading. You really need to conquer the psychology of it. That's one of the reasons why I don't use colors in my charts. I like this to just be white. I don't want to be thinking about, oh, this bar here went down a little bit, so and it's red, so I don't want that red to influence my decision in any way, shape, or form, right? And that's why they make them red. That's why these charts are all green, and then there'll be like a little bit of red right there, just to make you think it's coming back down. Maybe you think, maybe you fall for it, maybe you don't. But the thing is, it's going to make you do an irrational decision. It's going to make you make a decision, which there shouldn't be a decision. Your decision was already made when you started this strategy and you figured out, hey, these are the rules. Very simple. Enter on green, get out if you drop 1%, take your profit when you go up 4%. Here's the results. You'd be up 194% in the last 2.5 years compared to being down 39% if you had just bought and held your Bitcoin. All right. Okay. I gotta stop rambling. So how do you use this indicator? Once you go onto tradingview.com and you get access to it. So once you have access to the indicator, once you have it up on your chart, here's what you're going to want to do. So first of all, you could just leave it up like this and you could just wait for that green arrow to come through, or you could set an alert for it. So let's highlight this. You see my cursor with the square here, or with the cross? Keep an eye on this number here, 0.00. So it's 0.00 always until I come highlight a green arrow. That green arrow gets this number up here to 1. Okay, what that means is that in here in the settings, it's always 0 until a certain specific signal comes through, right? When the signal comes through, this number is going to close at 1. You see that? That closes at 1. If I highlight all the way here and I follow that arrow, now that it's in the green arrow, now we move this up to 1. Okay, so keep that in mind. So now we go over here to our settings, to our alerts, highlight that, create alert, click on that. Under condition, come down to Bitcoin 1 hour, and the condition is going to be greater than 0.5 is what I do, okay, for my alerts. And click on once per bar close. Everything else you could stay the same. You could put a notify on the app, show pop-up, send email, whatever it is that you want to do. Okay, for now, for this video, it doesn't matter what it is, right? Okay, so here's something very important. I'm going to click create and it's going to give me a warning. Warning, this alert may trigger differently than expected since it's based on an indicator or strategy that can get repainted. Please read more in our help center. So go ahead and click on that help center if you want to read more. I'm just going to click continue anyway, and it's going to create the alert. Okay, so here's what repainting means, like the best I can describe it. Sometimes there'll be strategies and indicators that change around after the bars close. So let's say like the time is right here. Actually, let me rewind this. So let's say, you're going along, and all of a sudden one of these disappears, right? It just disappears or it changes. Or maybe there'll be one that appears right here out of nowhere. And you're like, what the hell? How come that appeared right there, right? That's what repainting is. Long after this has happened, the signal comes through and then it happens. Well, that's not great, right? It makes the chart look really good. It makes the strategy look really good. But the problem with that is that it's not going to happen in real time. So it doesn't do you any good. It doesn't do you any good to get that signal right here if it already happened a while back. Okay, so that's something to note. Now you may think like, well, why do I want this indicator if it repaints? And here's what repaints. It's this guy right here. And if there's a way that I can get this indicator to work and still have this label on here without repainting, I would do it. And I'm definitely gonna look into it because I don't like that repainting warning there. But this is what moves around. These signals here, they don't move. They don't repaint, okay? And there's a simple way for you to test it. All you have to do, take this down to like say the 5-second mark, 5-second chart. Now the strategy is not going to work for the 5-second chart, right? The strategy is made for the 1 hour chart, but this is a good way to see if this repaints or not. Let me go live. So this should be live right now. Yep. So it's moving, right? So it's live. So one thing you could do to check if it repaints is take a screenshot of this. Not here now, but when you're back testing the indicator itself. Okay, take a screenshot and then wait. I mean, this is a 5-second chart, so literally you can wait like 3 minutes, and then we're going to be like way up here, and then take a screenshot again, and then compare the arrows. See if they move around. If they move around, it repaints. And if you find that it repaints, please email me and let me know, because these should not repaint at all. These guys here are set in stone. You're getting the signal live, so it should not be an issue. Okay, once again, it's this label here that repaints. And the reason it repaints is because every new bar, as soon as there's a new bar, a new label is created and the old label is deleted. And it's that deletion of the old label that makes it so that the strategy repaints. Anyways, I probably spent too much time talking about that. Definitely go ahead and try it out. I just want to put that out there because I know it's very easy to make these indicators look like they're very profitable when they're not, by simply repainting. That's definitely something that I don't condone doing, and I don't want to be associated with somebody who does that. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Now, if you enjoy that strategy, head on over to On Top Indicators. First of all, sign up for the email list here. You're going to get a first crack at all the strategies, and then come down here and click on strategies. Scroll down, and then you can see different strategies that I have on. Right now I don't have that many. I'm just kind of getting the hang of this, building a website and all this, creating a YouTube channel. Here's some crypto strategies. So to start out, you have DCR BTC, just a 121% net profit, which, I mean, I say just, but that's pretty good already, I think. Intermediate kind of comes with some better strategies. Here's some better results. And then premium, there are some really good charts. These are the ones that I use the most. Obviously, I try to focus my time finding these as best I can. They're pretty hard to find. You're not always going to be finding them, but let me just kind of click on this to show you what it is. Again, it's a very similar look to it. You have your label up here, VIA BTC, 1 hour chart, stop loss 5%, take profit 4%, and then you have your backtest results, which is some ridiculous profits that you get with VIA. So definitely head on over to On Top Indicators, check that out, and let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this strategy. Let me know what you think about the layout. I'm very interested in the layout, what you guys think. I like to keep it simple. I like that there's only one signal. That's all you follow, and then that label kind of keeps you, make sure that you are trading the right chart, you're trading the right coin, and then you don't forget what your stop loss and what your take profit is, because I know in the heat of battle you can forget a lot of things, right? Once you click that buy button, you may forget, like, shoot, what was that one stop loss, one take profit that he said you're supposed to take? And I don't want you guys overthinking this. I really just want you guys just trade this, be a robot, right? Just boom, enter, stop loss, take profit. Okay, there, you won that trade. Now you wait. It sucks sometimes, right? Because you're here and it's been 5 days since the last entry point. So you may be thinking, like, what the hell? I'm waiting forever on this thing. But that's just the way it goes. Patience is a virtue, guys, especially with trading. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, email me if you have any questions or if you want to just talk about trading, whatever it is you need to do. All right, talk to you later. Until next time, goodbye.